Hello, Somerville. My name is Ed Helen, and welcome to the Somerville Labor Show. The music that you are hearing currently is the Helen Trio Band. These gentlemen are from Somerville. They are brothers. They are a band of brothers. They have let us use their music. Please tune into them. Please listen to them. And that's the music you're going to be hearing for this show. Just to let you know, I'm very excited to have this show today when we're talking about power. And we're talking about mass senior power. And we're talking about mass senior action power. Mass Senior Action Council, they are here today. We're excited to have them. And I want to talk to you a little bit about them right now. I'm going to read you a little opening statement about them, and then we're going to watch a brief video. What we have here is their mission statement. The Mass Senior Action Council is a statewide, grassroots-led organization that empowers its members to use their own voices to address key public policies and community issues that affect their health and well-being. So basically, in a nutshell, what I believe that means and what I'm understanding is that when people retire, and I may be doing that sooner than later myself, who knows? I would be proud to be part of the Mass Senior Action Council, because from what I've seen so far, it seems like they're getting it done, and they are not fooling around. It's very important, and it doesn't mean you stop your community activism at all. And I was very intrigued by the actions in the political spectrum, as well as their long-lasting effect on labor. So with that, we'd like to give you this quick 2-minute video and a little bit of history about the MSAC.
We're going to go hit our legislators, our senators. We've got to keep plugging, keep them awake.
Governor Baker's budget proposal is an amazing first step. It will bring in over $100 million to 40,000 seniors who currently are struggling to get by.
When you're on limited resources, every penny and dollar counts. If you're on medication and you're making a choice between a roof over your head, the medication and food, and the utilities, you're limited on what you can do or not do and how you can take care of yourself.
They made it from 18 to 64 and felt everything was good, and everybody believed that once you turn 65, the golden years. Oh no. Golden years have long gone, and we're in the struggling years.
Nationally, Massachusetts is among the states with the greatest percentage of economically insecure elders, second only to Mississippi. I don't want us to be included with Mississippi on almost any policy in government, and certainly not this for our seniors.
Tens of thousands of seniors are struggling, to pay their health care costs, and it's unfair, it's morally wrong. Healthcare should be a human right.
So I want to thank you for walking these halls, for talking the talk, and for giving people who you vote for, or maybe not vote for sometimes, but your elected officials to do the right thing for all of you. So my heart will always walk with you for as long as I'm secretary, and this will not be the last time we deal with this issue. We will continue to make this right for all of you.
This bill that we're trying to do is just an effort to make health care more affordable for seniors. When the people most directly affected actually get involved, actually assume the leadership, and give their voice to the issue.
Senior power! Senior power! Build that bridge! Build that bridge! Build that bridge!
Okay, we are back. I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did. It gave me a little bit of history of what exactly the power behind the MSAC. So here's the group of people that I have with me today. I have Greg Hill, who is a member of MSAC.
And a Somerville resident.
And a Somerville resident.
And a senior.
All right. And
finally happened.
It's finally happened. It's probably happened for a while, Greg. I'm sorry to break the news to you, but it's been going on for a while. Mary Napolitano, who is also part of the group. And
Somerville resident.
A Somerville resident, very important. Jon Haines.
That's right.
And Johnny is a organizer.
Yep.
And so let's start with you. How long have you been doing that?
I've been organizing for, I guess, almost 3 years or 4 years on and off now. I've done union organizing, political work, and then now community organizing with these folks. So.
And you obviously enjoy it.
I do. It's great. It feels good to be part of something, I can be proud of.
Johnny is the main organizer for the Somerville Cambridge chapter of Mass Senior Action Council. He's doing a great job.
And all the meetings happen out in Cambridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
The meetings happen, but both Cambridge and Somerville people attend.
Okay.
Somerville gets on the agenda too. You can bet your
Well,
bottom
we're going to
dollar
get them.
Make
We're going to
sure
get them
of it.
someplace, and we would like to get them someplace in Union Square. That would be great.
Yes.
To get them to have their meetings here.
Absolutely.
So we want to get an essence for the actual power that this group has. And as I said earlier in the conversation, these are people who just don't walk away from a fight. And it's very important at this particular juncture in their lifetime. And you know what? I'm going to tell you some from a union perspective and some of the things that I'm doing now. It's scary and it's concerning that more of our younger people aren't getting involved. So I am urging them to be involved. And after this show, I'm sure they'll see why. Okay. So let me ask you a question, John. How was the MSAC? How was it founded?
So it was founded in 1981. We've been around for a long time by retirees who, just like you said, weren't ready to step away from the fight. A lot of them were union retirees. Mm-hmm. They're used to standing up and fighting for themselves, and they felt that as seniors that there wasn't a strong enough voice, especially for low-income seniors. So they formed the group, the state has seen the impact ever since.
So you guys have done some wonderful things, and how they gain their recognition of power that they currently enjoy? Did you? Can you give me some just give me a little bit of background on some of the things that they've done in the past to get them where they are today?
For sure, it's all about strength in numbers and getting organized, and that's really how they've built their power. And the politicians and the decision makers really weren't ready when they started for this group of seniors who were, educated, organized, and ready to stand up for themselves on issues like, better public transportation, making sure affordable housing is kept up as it should be.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing too, and I mentioned this earlier, even before the show started, we had a conversation about this. You know what? You can count on the seniors to vote.
Yes.
You can count on their vote.
Especially in Somerville.
That's right.
Yes.
You can count on them to go to the polls, but I can tell you one thing, and we want to make sure, and we know that some people do this and take care of them, some people don't. We don't want to see our politicians once a year. We want to see our politicians frequently.
Right.
Not just knocking on the door and saying, hey, do you need a ride to the polls?
Yeah.
So I just want to throw that in there. I think it's really important because we're not forgotten. We don't want to be forgotten. We're out there. And we're here, and we're not going anywhere either. That I can assure you of. So I want to move on to Mary just really quickly. Mary, what kind of activism, how did you get involved with the senior Massachusetts?
Well, by word of mouth, I found out about a forum right at St. Joseph's in the Square, and I attended. It seemed to be something I kind of got involved in long ago with something else, with the advocacy work, and I liked what they were saying, and I realized that I was fast approaching that age where I would fall off what they call the healthcare cliff, and that I would lose most of the benefits I have now.
Well, we're going to talk about the healthcare cliff in a minute because I think that's super important. This is a big fight, big battle that's going on up at the State House.
Yes.
And you guys get the power for sure, so I think you have to use that. Greg, same thing with you. How did you get involved with the group?
Well, I had heard about it years ago, and then once I turned 39, I knew it was time to, the old Jack Benny joke.
Yeah, I know.
I knew it was, I felt that I was reading about their accomplishments, and I thought, I would really like to get involved. I've been a union member for a long time, and they seem to be doing a lot of things that, were parallel to what a union does, is getting organized to get results and not being afraid to...
On the grassroots level.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so the logo just fell off the wall, but we're going to keep rolling, okay? Because it's okay. It's what we do. It's raw.
You're using the wrong glue again, Ed?
Well, actually, Jude didn't put it up. I did.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. We don't blame Jude here, we blame you, Ed.
Well, now you know what we do
Always blame the host.
So now you know what we do here. So can we roll to the photos? Okay. I'm asking Jude right now to roll to the photos. Jude Sylvain is our technical director, a wonderful person, and I don't know what we would do without him. But we've got some photos that you're looking at up here. Can let's see, who wants to take over the role here of explaining?
I'll start with the first one. This is Mary and John at the Somerville Stands Together rally last October. Remember that, Ed?
Do I ever?
Yes, you were part of it.
How can I forget that?
You were one of the organizers of it.
Well, yes, I was.
So that's just to underscore the fact that Mass Senior Action Council is a member in good standing of Somerville Stands Together, and has been to our meetings and has endorsed a number of labor issues, which we'll get to.
Well, they also endorsed the Somerville Employees Association, which we really appreciate the fact that they endorsed us to get us a contract that I'm proud to say that the SMA did obtain a contract for 200 of its members, and we're working on another 100 members currently right now. But we ended up getting a contract. It was because of people like Somerville Stands Together that were there, and you know, and your group as well. So we we do appreciate that.
Yep.
Is there any? What else do we have
Let's
up here?
see, next one. Okay, Bill's last name?
Mariette.
Bill Mariette, who's a Somerville resident. He was speaking at the Mass Senior Action Council Healthcare Fair, which was at St. Joseph's Church about a year from this month, and he was speaking about his situation.
And we have a couple more, Jude?
Yeah. And I think the important thing about folks standing up and speaking about these situations is it's not just poor me, I'm going to complain about it at home, but they're actually standing up, they're doing something, and they're making it happen.
That's exactly what I've been saying all along, and I was very impressed with what I've seen with this group.
And that second one is John Robinson, you know, been very public about, you know, his situation and how being a senior nowadays can be very precarious, and with that healthcare gap, you know, it's very, very critical for both him.
So is this the bridge?
Bill.
Is this the bridge we're talking about?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about in detail shortly.
We're going to talk about that. One thing. All right, Jude. Thanks for the photos. I appreciate that.
Got a couple more photos here.
You have a couple more, Greg? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The next one. This is.
This was at the lobby day at the State House. These are our members advocating at the State House.
And what are we advocating for?
This is again for our healthcare, bridge the senior healthcare cliff.
Okay.
Was our focus of that event.
Okay.
And this following picture is also from that as well.
Yeah.
And that's our motto: don't just take it, take charge.
Right.
Love that.
So that's what we're all about.
Don't just take it, take charge.
And this is just a chapter meeting where we had an affordable housing panel. We have monthly meetings where folks come learn about issues affecting seniors.
And this coming tomorrow, we're going to be having our April meeting, and Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley is going to be appearing and talking about, you know, issues that she's dealing with in Congress.
So you just covered my plug. Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's our plug segment.
You want to meet me outside, buddy?
Good job.
Go ahead. You go out there. I won't be there.
I appreciate it. Okay, so let me give you. I'm going to give you a little list of the accomplishments. I think Greg's going to speak on something here. The accomplishments and a group to be taken very seriously. And when we look back at some of these larger issues, the MSAC members successfully fought for and won. Here's the list, which is impressive. And one of the big fights. Let's see. We've got the Medicare balance billing law. The hospital discharge reform, prescription advantage, home care, drug pricing, affordable housing preservation. So, Greg, you want to talk on the affordable housing preservation or talk about affordable housing here?
Well,
something I think is really important.
Yeah, I mean, you see Mass Senior Action has always fought for affordable housing, and as they've also come to attend some of our Union United meetings. We got the ball rolling on the community benefits agreements that the Union Square Neighborhood Council is now negotiating with the Union Square developer US2.
Right.
And you know,
here's what's going on. So for those of the people who are home and that don't know what's going on, there's massive construction,
reconstruction,
construction.
$1.5 billion And this is the first time that that a local nonprofit group is going to be negotiating with a designated developer here in Massachusetts.
So some of the major things that pertain to what you're concerned about when it comes to affordable housing,
Yeah,
as a Mass senior,
yeah,
is affordable housing.
yes.
Do you know what's on the table at this particular point in time that you can give us a little tidbit? I know you got connections.
I wish I could give the some of the.
Well, what are we looking for? We're looking for more affordable housing, right?
Yeah, we're looking for more affordable housing, and because a lot of the housing that is being built nowadays is you know, for profit, and we really need to have. I mean,
the
that's
20% inclusionary
displacement
zone.
is a big deal. I
Right.
mean, you in Somerville, and you've got your union members are struggling to stay here in the city because of the cost of living. And the cost of, you know, you've got homes in Somerville going for $1.5 million or more.
It's you know what? It's an old story. It's something that should have been nipped in the bud a long time ago, and it hasn't been done.
Yeah,
I realize. I think the city council's working on it.
yeah,
Along with the mayor, there's a lot going on right
that's
now.
right.
I know they're working on it. I know you guys are fighting very hard for this. So it's great to have another group to add with the rest of the groups on behalf of this. So now I want to move over to you, John. I want to talk about this healthcare, this cliff that you
Absolutely.
keep talking about.
Yeah.
you got a poster there you
Yeah,
want to
I'll
bring
show
out and
you
show us
here.
a little bit?
This is
give
the
me a little
healthcare
description on
cliff that we're talking about right here. This is the benefits and assistance programs that are available to folks that are under 65. So this is what Mary was talking about just a minute ago. She's 64, so for now, she's in this. She has a lot of benefit programs that can help her out with her health care costs. When she turns 65, she moves into this range over here.
The no assistance, pay full cost of Medicare?
That's right.
Hold on, let me stop you for a minute,
Yeah.
okay? Because there's something wrong already.
Yep,
So all of a sudden, I'm losing my benefits.
that's right.
Who thought of this? Who's this? Who could possibly do this?
People think that once you turn 65, you got Social Security, Medicare, and you're good to
So
go.
this is existing.
Yep,
This
this
has
is how it
always
is
been
right
this way. So
now.
there's no
Yep.
assistance
If you're
to
making
pay for Okay.
Yep.
All right.
more than a certain amount, where you're not eligible for mass health, so you're not at that super low income, but you're still not making. You're not, you know, a rich guy. You know,
Right,
you're still
exactly.
struggling to get by.
I get it.
Yep.
So what is it that we're looking for up at? What have you guys done? You've gone up there. You've
Yep.
rallied. You've picketed a little bit up there as well. You've gotten the attention of the state legislators, I would imagine.
That's right.
And have you gotten commitment from them? I think we saw some of the video.
Yeah.
So we've gotten some commitments there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That they're
a
going to
lot.
stand with you.
Yes.
So what is the bill that's out there right now?
So this is what it looks like. We are trying to increase that eligibility for the assistance programs. And the bill we have is called Bridge the Senior Healthcare Cliff.
Okay.
And so far, the governor and the House have agreed to take the first step in our plan, so to help a few more people in this graph.
Okay.
That's step one. We need to make sure, though, we get all the way to step 4, if not all the way here, where everyone has the assistance they need. It was a big victory, but we still have to keep fighting to make sure.
So
folks
is
get that help.
there going to be a vote on this?
It's included in the House budget, so it'll be part of the budget vote.
Okay. So
That first step is.
all we're worried about is now that our state legislators do the right thing.
That's right.
Yes.
That's the biggest concern that we're having right now when it
Yep.
comes to that. Okay.
And I
so,
think this week there was a major victory. That's what they were celebrating in the video.
That's right.
Yes.
That all this organizing has borne fruit. You know, so far. I mean, it's not law yet, but it's getting closer.
so the bill's been filed.
Yep.
We're ready to roll on that. Do we have a timeline on when you think that might be happening?
We're plotting our next steps because we did have this big victory with the House budget. So we were pushing hard for that, and they heard us because these folks stood up and made their voices heard. And now we're making sure the pressure stays on, so we're plotting our next steps on that.
So to move off of that, I'm going to ask a couple softball questions because I need to know anyway. I want to know, how is the group financed? How do you guys finance yourselves to be able to accomplish some of the things you've been doing?
Yes, we're grant financed, and we also do have membership dues.
Right.
Very small membership dues for
Yep,
members.
right.
To make sure folks are invested in them.
So can anybody join?
Anybody can join.
At any age?
Yeah, we'll take anybody. We'll take anybody.
And
Right.
You consider yourself a senior, you're eligible.
Mass Senior Action also has a really good, is it quarterly, Johnny?
That's right.
Yeah, we have a very good quarterly publication called The Senior Action Leader, which is like a very good recap of what's been going on. And I find this very, very informative. But this is part of your membership.
That's right. Yep.
There we go.
So, I guess what I'm trying to find out here is is there any more labor actions you guys are currently taking right now that you're working on beside the besides this healthcare cliff bill at all? Is there anything going on?
We're definitely watching the Stop and Shop workers. We'll haven't had a chapter meeting yet, but
Okay.
we'll vote tomorrow to endorse their action.
That's
and
right.
We've never voted down a supporting labor action, so I'm sure we'll support that.
And also, Mass Senior Action has endorsed the the efforts of Royal Hospitality workers to stay in Somerville.
So this is what people don't know, okay? So we all know Stop and Shop currently, as you're viewing this, maybe they'll be off a strike by the time this thing is, okay? But currently right now, these people are suffering out there, and they decided to take a hit and walk off the job, if you want to call it that, because of a contract through a foreign company that is really threatening to cut their health care,
right?
Yes.
And really drastically in some cases. And if I were to give you some hard numbers, I'd be completely wrong. I don't want to do that. But you know, this is happening everywhere. This is a company that is, I don't know if they're from Holland or somewhere over there overseas and all that. It doesn't really matter. But the problem that we're having right now is that we want to make sure that these workers are paid fairly. And their retirement, and they're a fiber of the community. They're part of the community. You go and you shop. I mean, I can tell you right now, we've gone there, and those parking lots are empty, and not a lot of people.
I've seen that.
They're not crossing those picket lines.
Right.
Greg, give us a little history on just quickly on that Royal Hospitality issue that you have there.
Well,
these are the workers that work at
Right.
Royal
The
Hospitality.
Royal Hospitality employs about over 300 mostly immigrant, mostly Latino workers who live, from Somerville at the Royal Hospitality just outside Union Square.
Okay.
And as a result of the redevelopment, that land will probably be taken over by the developer US2,
Right.
which means that those workers stand to lose their job. So Somerville Stands Together, our other group went to City Hall and raised
Support the group, I did see that.
and raised hell about that, and the city government listened. But again, it's just like Mass Senior Action does. If you want to make sure that people don't get displaced, you got to go right up there into the guts of government and lay it out to them, and bring the numbers.
Well,
And
this
I'm
is the
pleased to
last-
say that Mass Senior Action has endorsed the efforts of the Royal Hospitality Union, United Food and Commercial Workers,
Well, you know what?
to stay in the city.
It's good that you guys are recognizing that now. That fight is coming probably within the next year or two.
Yep.
But it's ongoing as we stand. So we care about what happens to other people.
Right.
And this is a very broad coalition. I mean, it's not just someone stands together. This thing is wide. It's far. I mean, we've got the Green New Deal, or the New Green Deal. I get that confused. But I know we've got Craig Altamouse coming on the show to talk about that.
Yep.
And that's huge.
Yep.
There's also, I think it's Ray Axon that's going to be coming on the show.
With Groundwork Somerville.
Groundwork Summers.
Yeah.
So we've got some great things that are going to be
An
happening
excellent local resource,
here. Exactly.
especially for training young gardeners.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And we're together on this whole thing because we're trying to make this community better.
Yep.
The wellness of it, the health of it, everything else, and we're going to be a step above and of everybody else. I think that's what we really want for the city of Somerville, always have. But you know what? We want some diversity here. We don't want just everybody making a ton of money. I mean, it's always great to make money, but don't forget about us too. You know what I'm saying? Can I ask you a question? I got a note here, SNAP Gap.
Yeah.
What's that?
So that's another campaign that we're working on. Over 100,000 folks across the state are not getting SNAP, which are food stamp benefits, that are eligible for them. There are folks that are eligible for Mass Health, So they automatically should be eligible for SNAP, but because the application is long or the education isn't there, they're not getting these benefits that they deserve. So we want to make a simplified application so that if you sign up for Mass Health, you get those SNAP benefits automatically, and folks can get that better food security, which is a huge issue for
So
seniors.
someone that I admire greatly, I admired Mike Capuano, I want to say that. And I also admire Ayanna Presley. And I think it's wonderful that she's coming to talk to you about what's, about what your issues are and what's going to be happening. So we call, what you guys have is mojo. Some people don't know it. And it's through a lot of hard work, and I want to thank you all very much for being so involved in what's going on in this community, not only in Cambridge, but in Somerville, which is incredibly important.
We have Somerville members.
Right, right. And I want to say one thing. Greg is a very good friend of mine. I've come to know Greg, and he is everywhere, willing to help whatever he can help, and give whatever he can give. And I think if more people like Mary and Jon and Greg, not to say that you're not, some people are afraid to get involved, but please get involved. Don't be afraid. And I love this. What we say with the SMEA in my union that I represent is, in unity there is strength.
Right.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Well, what you guys say is, don't just take it. Take charge by getting organized.
Yep.
Yes.
And
It's in the same spirit.
amen, brother.
There you go.
Amen. So with that, you're going to listen to a little bit of Helen on the way out, Helen Trio. We're going to thank you all very much for watching this show. And don't mess around with these people. I'm telling you right now, because they mean business. Okay?
Yes.
So thank you so much for watching the Somerville Labor Show. You got some previews of what's going to be happening here. You got the exit music, and you need your strength, everybody.
Yes.
Throw up the peace sign. Over and out.